And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports with Kevin the Gang.
What's up, JP?
Not much.
You know, this is radio.
Yeah.
You just staring at us not saying nothing is not helping.
Well, I said welcome back.
But we didn't have our headsets on. You look through the window. He stares he's like a meerkat sitting there.
I said welcome back to Saturday Morning Sports, and then you immediately started talking. So
We didn't hear the famous last ad.
Didn't hear last ad.
Yeah, that was my fault. Yeah.
Yeah, my fault.
Yeah, it was.
You're right, JP.
You're not wrong.
Hey, at least I admitted it.
Yep.
All right, here we go. College sports time. Now we're gonna be again. Don't take it too serious. All right, y'all remember the big girl from Oklahoma State?
Oh, yeah.
She went into the transfer portal, and she will be getting $1.4 million from Oklahoma State, and will be paid more than any WNBA rookie this year.
Where was she before?
She was at Iowa State.
Iowa State. Okay.
And this guy tweeted, I wonder if the Oklahoma State girls are going to be okay with Audi, that's her name, hopping on the elliptical while they run suicides like they did at Iowa State. So, a little dirt coming out from Iowa State, Will. How would you feel about a teammate riding the elliptical instead of doing suicides?
Well, she a big girl.
Oh, she's a very big girl. She's the one that they just run. She don't play no defense.
Yeah.
She stands in the middle and hopes the rebound falls in her lap.
Yeah.
But she's getting paid $1.4 million to be big, and at Oklahoma State.
I'm
good
saying
for her.
Live your best life, big girl.
Good for her, yes.
Yeah.
But dang, to be at $1.4 million to not be any good at basketball is just amazing to me.
Now she's good. She can turn around and hit the layup.
Will, if I played her 1-1-1, what would the score be?
If you played a 1-on-1, she'd probably beat you 8-0.
Man, I'd die. It'd be the other way around so bad. I want my $1.4 million right now. $1.4 million for that mess. It's just garbage.
She would beat you so bad, Kevin.
Will. I swear. Y'all people, I swear you better not think these girls can play basketball.
Oh, my God.
I know you don't think they can really play basketball.
He thinks he can beat Caitlin Clark.
I know.
I would smoke her so bad.
You would get destroyed.
Will.
First
of all,
Caitlin's taller than you. You do know that.
I don't care. I'm stronger than her.
It's fitting that the guy sitting in that chair saying you're going to get destroyed.
Stronger than her. I will. You know what? The first problem is I use a regulation size ball and regulation size lines.
He's got. Yeah.
You know, we use real basketball. Oh, we're going to change balls when I steal it. So if I steal the little ball from her, I gotta turn around. When she gets the rebound, we got to check in, and she gets the little ball. Like, come on now.
She gonna let you have the big ball and still beat you.
There's a difference between an NFL ball and a high school ball.
She is bigger than you. Caitlin Clark is bigger.
I don't give. You know what's got two thumbs and don't give it?
You.
And every other guy who's ever played high school basketball in their life. I ain't get beat by a girl.
Genuinely.
Listen, Cynthia Cooper. Listen, Cynthia Cooper. I'm not even entertaining.
Genuinely, I enjoy your cockiness.
Yeah, her too. All right, so college sports, we're talking about that. How about more fraud in North Carolina?
Oh, boy.
I'm going to let Chip read this since he's the Carolina boy.
All right. My wife, who has an undergraduate and law degree from UNC, made A's in all of her history classes. Brad Daugherty was in one of my wife's history classes. Brad attended the class sporadically. A couple of other UNC players were in the class, but they never were in attendance. Brad, knowing my wife was doing very well in the class throughout the semester, asked Vicky if he could copy her notes for him and other players. My wife happily handed over her notes. I did my undergraduate degree at UNC, met my wife on a blind date, love at first sight. We are diehard Tar Heel fans. We hate Duke. We are so excited about Coach Malone. We saw UNC play Virginia Tech this year. Dallas is a dude.
No matter what, Tom, as long as our basketball team's good, we'll throw all the fake classes out there we can. We'll do anything we can for these boys.
They said Arvell Reese had a .4 GPA in high school, and he had a 3.7 at Ohio State.
Creating opportunities for students. Tom.
North Carolina gets NC State transfer Matt Abel. The first NC State player to transfer to North Carolina since World War II.
Wow.
He joins Bernie Mac, not Bernie Mac, Fred Schwartzberg, and Bones McKinney to transfer from Raleigh to Chapel Hill. So
Long drive.
a lot of
Not that long.
people mad about that in the NC State world. Coach K's grandson killed a guy drunk driving this week on a bicycle. He gets 150 days in jail, Tom, because he's Coach K's son, I guess.
Well, was he was intoxicated?
Correct.
That should be
DWI fatal crash killed 15-year-old bicyclist.
that should be at least a couple of years.
He's
least
getting
a couple of
150 days.
He's charged with a misdemeanor.
Yep.
That's it.
They didn't get. Yep.
Well, you get a good enough lawyer.
I'm sure Coach K can afford one.
I tell you what, man, if I did that, man, how could you live with yourself the rest of your life, man? Gosh.
Chip, if you send a Freedom of Information request to the University of North Carolina asking about football team activities, people who will see this request are UNC's vice chancellor, the athletic director, the department's top executive, the head of communications, and also Bill Belichick's PR man. But
PR man?
You know who's been filing the most Freedom of Information requests at the school? Belichick's girlfriend. She's basically spying on everyone in the school and spying on her husband through Freedom of Information requests.
She'd be a psycho.
Is she using that as leverage against them?
Somebody,
Or at least I don't.
she responded to one of these tweets that said, apparently, like the Atlantic had done the same thing in Freedom of Information request, and she responded to them, so it's okay if the Atlantic does it, but I can't. You're the girlfriend of the head coach. What are you talking? Why are you Freedom of Information request things? You think she's trying to get to the bottom of the academic fraud?
That's what it is.
Is that why we got her in the town? She's gonna get to the bottom of it.
Just so you can advance your career as an investigatory journalist, no matter how many friends you lose or people you lose dead and broken along the way. Just so you can advance your career as an investigatory. Sorry.
All right,
More Zoolander.
more college sports. Is this the coolest thing you've seen in a while?
That's pretty good. That was pretty good.
Is this the coolest
pretty
thing
good.
you've seen in a while at a practice facility for a college? This is a walk-through room, Will. Look at this. How cool is this?
Motion. Good. Nice job. Good work. Good work. Here we go. Reset.
So they basically have a film room with 20 yards of AstroTurf and a giant screen as wide as the AstroTurf to go over their setups and practice. Chip, I know you don't know this, but like we
Chip, we're just going to go ahead and declare your ignorance over the phone, over the radio.
They do this in basketball too.
Go ahead.
But in football, you travel and go places. Sometimes you stop and do walkthroughs, and you may be in a gym. You're never in some place like this. Is what I was about to say.
Right.
Something this cool, where you can actually, hey, I'm looking at yardage, standing. There's my lineup. They can put the screen. They can put the offensive line on the screen right there, and you just practice doing your lineup. That right there has to be so valuable for people.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because as safety and quarterback, you're lining all the idiots up that ain't paying attention, and then of course the right guard always turns around and says, "What's the snap on?
Gronk, stand up.
What's the snap on?" He and the lineman had to hear two things in there: left, right, and snap, and he never gets to say snap.
3.
Pass, run. Left, right, pass, run, snap count. That's all he's listening for. And every time, one lineman, what's the snap on? Just go, and everyone else does.
Moving the
You ain't
ball,
blocking
man.
anybody anyway.
When I move, you move. Just
All right, let's see. All right, I was at this game. I wanted to bring up this highlight. All right, this is one of my favorite memories of my life, and I've only been to a few actual games, Tar Heel games. I've been to more Tar Heel games, basketball games in Charlotte and other places than I have actually in Chapel Hill because you can't hardly get tickets for that stuff. But this game I was at, And these people, this is a highlight showing, talking about some old times and different players. There's not a lot of times, guys, where you can say one of the greatest highlights at a basketball school is when the quarterback threw an alley-oop to the defensive end.
Fair. Yep. That's
Fair.
Right?
Yep.
All right.
No, I know where this is going.
Wake Forest, North Carolina, Ronald Curry, Julius Peppers. I was in the house, friend Brandon and friend Fred, and up in the upper deck. And this is in the second half of 8 minutes to go. So we were really high up. So we had walked down. If you don't know Chapel Hill, it's kind of a bit like the old Charlotte Coliseum, where they don't have like two levels of concessions. You go down, everybody's on the same level, concession areas and stuff. So you go up and down. So we had to walk down, and we were walking around the bottom perimeter of it where you could stand in the aisles and watch. So we're watching, waiting on drinks and stuff. And this is when this play happened. And let's see, for you Tar Heel fans, I got you a play here. In the Kyle, probably Dick Dante, I don't know.
Curry has it knocked away, got it back, showing you that speed.
I thought the goal was going to come down when he jerked that thing. Dave was like, I'm going to need a timeout on that.
Give me a 30.
The Pepper starts bench pressing everybody on my team.
Hold on a minute. Hold on. Make this calm down. We can't play in this noise.
I'm telling you. That is the loudest I've ever been in a basketball stadium when this happened. Watch this goal move.
I'm going to my football buddy, Jam City. And the roof rocks.
Curry and Peppers turning out to be quite a spicy dish, huh?
Oh, I like that, Mike.
Curry and Peppers with a spicy dish.
Actually, that is really good.
That's pretty tough.
That's pretty good.
But
do you remember the? And I actually ran.
Wait, all right, real quick.
Yeah.
See where that camera is?
Yep.
We were probably the next aisle over, looking down that corner.
That same area.
So
that
that's
same
the angle that we had on the dunk.
So they were
About
coming
what-
at
about-
you
Yeah,
with
they
the
were
dunk.
coming at us.
About what year was that?
Pepper's rookie
late
season
90s.
was like 2002 or something, I think, or one or something. Yeah, look up Peppers. The best way to do that. Ronald Curry. Curry went to the NFL as a wide receiver. Is one of those other people I thought should have tried playing quarterback. Where you got a cannon like that, let it fly and see what happens, and then moved to wide receiver later. But he did play some wide receiver in Chapel Hill. What you got?
Hold on. It's not.
All right, real quick. This is my Chapel Hill York Larisi stat of the week.
2000, 2001.
There we go. Yeah. Does anybody know who York Larisi is?
I've heard that name.
Tommy? Will? Anyone?
Sounds like a race car, like a Formula One driver.
York
Is
Larisi
it Michael Schumacher?
played basketball at the University of North Carolina.
Oh, I bet I know where this is going.
If you know York, back in the days, he was born in 1938. Okay, so he played 58, 61.
Okay, yep.
Okay.
I know where this is going.
He was one of McGuire's New York City boys.
He did not get to play against Wilt Chamberlain.
Oh,
it was the
okay.
year after.
Okay, my fault.
It was the year after in college, but this is a Wilt Chamberlain fun stat of the day.
Okay.
So Larisi was a 6'4" shooting guard. If you never met him or talked to him in person, he played 3 years in the NBA. I don't know what that team is. Chicago Packers.
There's the
I got your new basketball team, William.
the Bears and the Packers married
The
together
Chicago
on a
Packers.
basketball court, became the Chicago Packers.
And he played for the Philadelphia Warriors. Now, that's where it comes into play.
The Philadelphia Warriors.
He played on Wilt Chamberlain's Philadelphia Warriors team. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He was on he was on his team. The most points in the first 3 games as teammates in NBA history. York Larisi is the record holder. He averaged 5 points a game in this 3-game span. Wilt Chamberlain and Wayne Hightower is number 2. Wilt Chamberlain and Tom Meshry are number 3. And the number 4, probably the legitimate 2 people helped get this record point.
Right.
Devin Booker and Kevin Durant at 188 is number 1. Now, I tell you the York Larisi thing to tell you one funny thing, Will, about my basketball. I'm glad you brought up my confidence. York Larisi is as close to Bill Walton as you can get, talking-wise. So just paint the picture.
It's horrible.
So we're at Carolina basketball camp. This is high school. This is our 15 and under team, and or not the group. And we're doing a scrimmage in the Smith Center. And Larisi is our captain, coach of the court. But the way it works at these camps is the captain of the court has a whistle. He blows it for whatever he wants. There is no, I'm blowing it for every foul. There is a guy there to blow fouls and stuff, but he's basically the coach of the court. And Dean Smith and Bill Guthridge were famous for if you threw a pass they didn't like, other way. Even if it wasn't a turnover or nothing. Like, it could be fancy, whatever. If it would be cool, it could be assist. If they didn't like, probably not a good, smart play, they'd blow the whistle. York was not like that. He liked to see a little style. So, I like to swing around, get the ball, and push the court up fast as we could. That was a secondary break in Carolina, to get up as quick as they could. Well, I got it come around one time. My buddy from Cherryville was running up the wing, and he looked at me, and playing quarterback, I used to throw a lot of full court passes in basketball one-handed, kind of like Kevin Love, that was kind of my thing. He knew I was coming with the ball. So I took 2 dribbles, and I swear to God, the middle of the floor, nobody was looking but my teammate. And I don't know why I did or whatever. I stopped there at the free throw line in the backcourt wheel, and I bowled it down the middle of the floor. That ball went all the way down the court between all those people.
Split the lanes.
Somebody yelled heads up. It wasn't me. Ball. Everybody looked for the ball, and it dribbled right between their legs. My teammate picked it up, laid it in. York Larisi. I'm like, oh God, I'm about to get chewed out for this one. Kevin, Mr. Hastings, everybody. That was one of the greatest passes I have ever seen in the history of this building. And he starts talking like Bill Walton. It embarrassed me. It was funny. I loved it to death. It was funny. But he was the coolest guy, and he just went and he stopped it. And I thought I was getting chewed out. But I'll always remember York Larisi talking to me about that.
This will go down as one of the most historic
That's how he was talking about it.
The history of the round ball game with the basketball ring.
That's exactly how he was talking. It was the most hilarious thing, and everybody's laughing. So a couple of the guys, when they see me, they'll talk like him every once in a while. you remember York Larisi?
He was one of the New York City boys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great guy. I love him. I don't know if he's alive anymore.
He's not.
All right.
Mr. Hastings.
All right, we'll be back. Finish up the show in just a minute. KDCBroadcasting.com.
Listen to North Carolina Tar Heel Sports on KTC Broadcasting.
Watch and listen to the Shock Jock Sports Talk Show. Live Saturday mornings, 8 a.m. to 10:15 a.m. on WCSL 92.9 FM, 1590 a.m. and the KTC Broadcasting YouTube and Facebook pages.